Good morning, Year 8. I hope you've had a brilliant week. Today is the first day of your assessment of your final piece for art and design. So every project we do, we end up with a final piece, and that's what you're going to focus on today. You're going to create a repeat pattern, and I'm going to take you through that step by step. This week, we will start with getting the resources together and actually making the basis of our pattern. Next week, we will add colour. To begin, I'm going to show you some examples. Now, these were good examples of previous students' work, and you can see here this student was called Chloe. So you can just about read the C-H-O-L-E. Now, when you are planning this, you will need to draw a triangle, and I want you to write your name within that triangle. So letters are words that have uneven numbers. So like, for example, Smith, it has 5 letters in it, and that makes it ideal because that means you've got a natural middle. The Y is in the middle. And I'll show you why that is important in a little bit. But essentially, that middle letter is your tallest, and then I have 2 others on either side of it. So I want you to start by using an A3 page and making it into a square. I'm just showing you here how to do that without having to use a ruler. So you take one of the corners and you just bring it over to the edge like this, and then make a fold. You'll be left with a little rectangle on the end, and that is wastage, so you just trim that off as neatly as you can. Remember, accuracy is key with this task. So make sure that you don't have any ragged edges. If you want, use a pencil just to draw along that edge. So far, you should have your square and you should have a spare rectangular piece. With your square, I want you to fold it in half, just as we're doing here. And then once you've got that done, I want you to fold it again. So you've got a perfect square. And then you're going to fold it diagonally, so you have got a triangle. So just take your time, do this accurately. Make sure that you are making strong folds in the work so that you can easily see them. This is going to form your repeat pattern. So when you have got your piece of paper to this stage, there you go. It should all look like that. I want you then to draw out your name. So I've used Smith here, and you can see Y is my middle letter. You must touch the top of the triangle and the bottom of the triangle. I then want you to use your tracing paper, and I want you to draw the Smith that you see, or the word that you see, underneath your tracing paper. You're then going to use that tracing paper and mirror, so you're going to flip it, draw over the top of it so that you put pressure on those lines, and then you're going to be left with an imprint. So if you lift off the tracing paper, you're left with a faint imprint of the word that you have traced. Notice how the Y's are joined up, the M's are joined up, and the S's are joined up. That's really critical to this. So we don't want to make it to have any other letters matching up. Make sure S and S goes together, M and M go together, etc., depending on how it will look on your name. If you've got a very long name, think about using a nickname for this, or a shortened version. So here you can see the mirrored pattern beginning to come together and creating this beautiful pattern. It's almost becoming really abstracted at this stage. This will take you quite a bit of time, so make sure that you are focused on accuracy, that you're not trying to rush through this. If you haven't got any tracing paper, you could use greaseproof paper. This works quite well. And just make sure that you are lining up the letters that you see. Otherwise, the effect won't work as well. So have a look here. and make sure that you line them up accurately. Look at how it's coming together already, year 8. It's, you're beginning to get another pattern formed, and try to stay within your triangle each time. As you do this, your tracing paper will become more and more used, and it'll become maybe ripped or torn in places. So just make sure that you are trying to be as accurate as possible, and you're trying to stay within your triangle each time. And here you go, there's the last one. Now, there you go. This is what it should look like. So I want you all to get to this stage this week, and next week we're going to think about your colour scheme. Thank you, Year 8. I hope you enjoy. Bye.